What does a winemaker do with all these cucumbers? Especially with so many more on the way. Making cucumber wine is the obvious answer for me. So I did a lot of research, and instead of cutting the cucumbers into slices, I decided to grate it so I'd get as much of the water out as soon as possible, and I can measure the potential alcohol very quickly, and it's 2%. A nice chunk of grated ginger, a couple of bunches of grocery store white grapes, and 3 limes. All the juice rendered into here. I'll let this sit for a while, mix it up, and measure the potential alcohol again in about half an hour. The grapes, ginger, and lime didn't increase potential alcohol by much. It's at about 3%. So I'm going to add 12 ounces of this honey to bring it up. The total acidity is great. It's 1. That's very high, so this is going to have a very clean fermentation. I'm not going to bother measuring the pH because I know the total acidity is high. So we are off to a good start. I'm dissolving the honey in the cucumber juice. I've read too many recipes that call for adding X amount of water, and I don't think that's necessary. 12 ounces of honey brought the potential alcohol up to 5%. So I'm going to add 12 more ounces. Fermentation did not start after a couple of days, and that always makes me nervous, even though this is the first time I'm working with cucumber wine. So I decided to add a package of yeast, and before doing that I added some more honey to bring the potential alcohol to 9%. And now the fermentation is off to a great start. Potential alcohol is down to 1%, so now it's time to press. And I'm using this wine press gifted to me very generously, and it comes from Germany in World War II when it was used to make wine with gooseberries and currants. So the hydrometer tells me there's just a little bit of sugar left, and there's a little bit of sediment at the bottom of those bottles. So I'm going to rack off of that and hopefully fill that gallon and the 3-liter container. I had to top up with a little bit of bought wine, but that's okay. The taste is true to the ingredients. Every once in a while a little foam builds up in the necks, and I just clean it up. I'm going to let this clarify now, and then after that happens I'll make a decision on the next step. I can keep it as it is, use it to make lime rickeys, but I'm leaning towards following the Gensiana recipe, which calls for adding a little sugar to sweeten it, and then adding some pure grain alcohol to preserve it. Thanks for watching.